Have you ever been scrolling through eBay, just minding your own business, when you stumble upon something so bizarre, so utterly unexpected, that you have to stop and ask yourself, is this for real? Well, today we're rediving headfirst into two of the weirdest and most wonderful rabbit holes the internet has ever offered: a corn chip that looked like the Pope's hat, and a full suit of armor for a guinea pig. Yes, you heard me right. Let's get into it. Our first story takes us back to 2005. A woman named Melissa from Salem, Virginia. She was enjoying a bag of Tostitos gold tortilla chips. As she reached in for another salty, crunchy delight, she pulled out a chip that was different. It wasn't just folded or oddly shaped. This chip was special. It was a 1-inch by 1.5-inch piece of fried corn perfection that bore an uncanny resemblance to the mitre, the tall, ceremonial hat worn by the Pope. Now, most of us would probably chuckle, show it to a friend, and then eat it. But Melissa saw something more. She saw divine intervention in a snack bag. She lovingly dubbed it the Holy Chip, believing it was a sign. Especially given that Pope Benedict XVI had recently been inaugurated, she decided not to eat it. Instead, she did what any enterprising person in the mid-2000s would do. She put it on eBay. She listed it with a starting bid of just 99 cents, calling it the Pope Hat Chip. And then, the internet did what it does best. It went absolutely bonkers. Word of the Holy Chip spread like wildfire. News outlets picked up the story, and suddenly, everyone was talking about it. The bidding war that ensued was nothing short of epic. People were fascinated. Was it a miracle, a random coincidence, or just a really, really well-shaped piece of corn massa? The bids climbed higher and higher, from a few dollars to hundreds, then thousands. It became a cultural phenomenon, a perfect snapshot of early internet absurdity. In the end, the winning bid was a staggering $1,409. Let that sink in. Someone paid nearly $1,500 for a single tortilla chip. And who was this high-rolling snack connoisseur? It was an online casino, goldenpalace.com. This company had a reputation for buying bizarre and unusual items on eBay as a marketing stunt. They had previously purchased things like a grilled cheese sandwich with the face of the Virgin Mary on it. They were collectors of oddities, and the Pope Hat Chip was the perfect addition to their collection. They even flew Melissa out to their headquarters to deliver the chip in person, treating her and the chip like royalty. The casino planned to take the Holy Chip on a world tour, but honestly, just the story of its sale was enough to cement its place in internet history. It's a hilarious reminder that sometimes the strangest things can capture the public's imagination, and, apparently, their wallets. Now, let's switch gears from the sacred to the equally strange but slightly more adorable. Our next story involves tiny warriors, squeaky battle cries, and a whole lot of chainmail. We're talking about guinea pig armor. This isn't just a fantasy. It was a very real, very shiny reality. In 2013, another eBay listing captured the internet's heart. An incredibly detailed, handcrafted suit of steel-scale mail, complete with a tiny helmet, was put up for auction. And it was perfectly sized for a full-grown guinea pig. The photos accompanying the listing were pure gold. They featured a rather nonplussed guinea pig named Lucky modeling his formidable new outfit. Lucky looked less like a fearsome warrior and more like a very confused, very well-protected potato. The seller, who went by the username Mighties0x, wasn't just some random person with a lot of spare time and metal. The backstory was just as heartwarming as the pictures were funny. The seller had created the armor for their own guinea pig, but sadly, their little friend had passed away. In their memory, they decided to auction off the armor and donate all the proceeds to the Metropolitan Guinea Pig Rescue in Virginia. So this wasn't just a joke. It was a mission of mercy for squeaky little furballs everywhere. The description on the eBay page was a masterpiece of deadpan humor. It read, "Is your guinea pig tired of being picked on by the other guinea pigs? Is he tired of being passed over by the sexy lady guinea pigs? Has your guinea pig ever wanted to go on a crusade, but just couldn't find the right gear? Well, look no further." The listing guaranteed that the armor would make any guinea pig ready for jousting, battling rival hordes, and defending the castle's carrot patch. Just like the Pope hat chip, the internet went wild. The story was picked up by major news outlets, from CNN to the Huffington Post. Everyone loved the idea of a tiny, armored rodent ready to defend its honor. The bidding war was fierce. The auction started small, but as its fame grew, the price skyrocketed. Bidders from all over the world wanted a piece of this miniature medieval magic. When the dust settled, the guinea pig armor sold for an incredible $24,300. That's right, over 24 grand for a suit of armor for a pet that's mostly known for weaking and eating hay. The winning bidder remained anonymous, but we can only imagine they now own the most battle-ready rodent on the planet. And the best part? All of that money went directly to the guinea pig rescue, helping countless other little piggies find homes and get the care they need. The seller later posted an update showing a photo of the giant check being presented to the rescue. It was a beautiful end to a wonderfully weird story. So what do these two tales tell us? They show us the beautiful, chaotic, and often hilarious side of the internet. In one corner, you have a simple corn chip that, through the power of pareidolia, that's the fancy word for seeing faces or patterns in random objects, becomes a holy relic worth a small fortune. In the other corner, you have a tribute to a beloved pet that transforms into a viral sensation and a major fundraiser for an animal charity. Both items were, in essence, completely useless in a practical sense. You can't eat a $1,000 chip, and your guinea pig probably doesn't need to fend off a dragon. But their value wasn't in their utility. Their value came from the stories they told and the joy they brought to people. They are perfect examples of how a little bit of creativity and a platform like eBay can turn the mundane into the extraordinary. It's a testament to our collective love for the absurd. We love a good story, especially one that makes us laugh and say, "Wait, what?" These auctions weren't just transactions. They were events. People followed the bidding wars like they were watching a sport. They shared the stories with their friends, spreading the weirdness across the globe. It also highlights the power of community and viral marketing. The online casino knew that buying a Pope hat chip would get them more attention than a traditional ad campaign ever could. And the creator of the guinea pig armor leveraged the internet's love for cute animals and humor to raise an astonishing amount of money for a good cause. They tapped into something universally appealing and created a moment that people wanted to be a part of. These stories are like modern-day folklore. They're the tall tales we tell around the digital campfire. They remind us that even in a world that can often feel serious and overwhelming, there's always room for a little bit of silliness. There's always a place for a holy chip or a guinea pig in shining armor. It's what keeps the internet interesting and, frankly, what makes being human so much fun. We're a species that will see a religious icon in our snack food and immediately try to sell it. We're a species that will look at our fluffy pet and think, "You know what he needs? A helmet." So, the next time you're scrolling online and you see something utterly bizarre for sale, don't just dismiss it. Take a moment to appreciate the creativity, the humor, and the sheer weirdness of it all. You might just be witnessing the next great piece of internet history in the making. Who knows what strange treasures are being listed right now? A potato that looks like a celebrity. A toaster that only burns images of cats into bread. The possibilities are endless. And that's what makes it so great. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more dives into the weirdest corners of the web. See you next time.